everyone, I'm Spazzy McGee, and welcome to the first episode of my Satisfactory journey. With the 1.0 update now live, we're diving into a fresh playthrough to explore all the latest improvements, and believe me, there is a lot to look forward to. This series is going to take us from the very beginning of the game all the way to the advanced automation and massive factory builds, incorporating all the new 1.0 features along the way. The best part is we're building it with you, the community. Today, we're starting with Tier 0, where we'll set up our first base, gather resources, and begin preparing for automation. If you like the content, be sure to join me live on Twitch every week, and also be sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube to stay up to date with all my gaming and streaming tips. Now let's jump right in. All right, here we go, guys. This is our playthrough of 1.0. We are landing in the rocky desert.
Planetfall complete. Drop pod integrity.
Our world shall be called
situational exploration suit
the Flying Horizon Formation, which is our community name. And I'm excited to build this thing with all of you. I'm really stoked. This is gonna be cool. Here we go. Let's get ready to check out our new world. All right, so we are not going to skip this intro thing because I want you all to be able to actually see it and go through it if you're new to the game. So what you're going to do here is you're actually going to open up the tab menu here, and you're going to take this Xeno Zapper and put it in your hands, and boom, you got the first step done right there. All right, so now the next thing that it wants you to do is it actually wants you to dismantle the drop pod. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit F, and that's going to bring up your dismantle. And then what you'll do next is you'll hold down the left mouse button to dismantle it. And boom, there you go. All right, the next thing that we're gonna do here is we're actually gonna hold down V to bring up the resource scanner. And what we'll do is, since it's the only one that we have currently unlocked right now, we're gonna do, we're just gonna let go here. And it's now going to scan for that iron node, which will be probably pretty far out. So it's showing it, the nearest one is at 247. So we're gonna go ahead and head out that way to check that out. All right, now as you progress through the game, you're going to notice that there are bad guys in here that are trying to kill you. The alien life forms that are trying to kill you on planet. So that's what the Xeno Zapper is for. So what you're gonna do is if you see any threats to your gameplay, you're just gonna go ahead and jump right over here and just zap this bad boy until it's dead, and then pick up the remains, because those remains will come in use. All right, now every ore usually starts off with a node that's sitting on top of it. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna press E to start manually mining that ore. It'll chip it away and, you know, put it into your inventory. So it'll just take a minute, and then boom,
use the build gun to construct the hub.
It'll be gone. Then the next thing you're gonna do here is you're actually gonna start just going ahead and gathering just a couple more. I'll usually do upwards of like 50, since this is just the beginning, because we're going to have automation for this here in the near future. But just going ahead and grabbing some extra, just, you know, just in case for you. So there we go, we're at 20 plus, so I think it topped us off at 50. Yep, there we go. We got 50 right there in the inventory. See, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna press Q to open up the build menu, and then we're going to build our first hub. So, and you can just, starting out, because you can pick this up at any point, and then you can use your mouse wheel to scroll and move it around, rotate it any way that you want. And obviously, as you see down there, there's also left mouse button to build. You can hold left control to snap for snap mode. To really, you know, kind of get like a more precise snap to whatever environment that you have. Then there's lock hologram, which is a thing that if I wanted to lock this in place, I can do that. And sample building, which is the middle mouse button, the quick switch, which is E, build menu, and then close, and then hide HUD. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna put this bad boy down, because there's not really, this isn't our first place that we'll be putting down this hub. So go ahead and get it going. Boom, it is up and it is ready to go. The first section of the hub. All right, so now, as it says there in the left, objective 5, we're going to do hub upgrade 1. So we just go to tier 0 here. We click on hub upgrade 1, and then we select that milestone. And what that's going to do is it's going to track it there in the upper right hand corner. And then we can start building out our parts for that hub upgrade 1. So then what we'll do next is we have to create iron ingots. So we'll go ahead and get that rocking and rolling. And then we needed 10 of those. So we're going to stop right when that says 10. And then we're going to go ahead and click on iron rod, and we're going to start building that as well. And to get the crafting to start working, you just hit space bar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to double click on iron rod. That's going to put it in, and then we can click on this, and it's going to upgrade the hub to its next little level here. All right, so as you can see, what this one actually requires is that we do the iron plates and the iron rods. So we already cooked our 10 iron plates, and then we just got a couple more iron rods that we're going to finish up right there. And then we were going to go around and turn around for this hub upgrade 2. Double click on these guys. And then we got our hub upgrade 2. Boom. Looks like we have the start to a little bit of a base here. So now what it wants us to complete is it wants us to complete hub upgrade 3. You'll notice, by the way, that there is a little storage box here, and then it's explained a little bit about the biomass burner, which actually is the start to your base power. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to get hub upgrade 3, and we're going to select the milestone for that, which is going to take us into our next resource that we have to go and gather. So what we're going to do now again is we're going to hold down V, and look at that. Now we have a second ore that we can get, copper ore. So we're going to go ahead and scan for that. And it looks like our first ping is only 157 meters out, so that's not too bad. Let's go and check it out. All right, and just like the iron ore, the copper ore also has something on here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to gather this real quick. And then, like I said, I'll usually grab some extra just because we're in the beginning phases. All right, and so as you see here, once we gather that ore, you can actually create that into copper ingots and then run that into our wire. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna create the wire that we need, which it looks like we only need 20. We'll take no time to get that. And boom, we are now finished because I went ahead and I got the other iron stuff done, so you guys didn't have to watch that. And we are ready to upgrade our hub to level 3. Boom, it is done. And so what hub upgrade 3, this is something new to 1.0. Look at this. We have full scale character customization. So you can go in here and you can kind of mess around with how you want your character to look. All right, so now I got my character set. I'm going with the branding. We're keeping it purple and blue, and I got the golden nut. Even though I did find this one really funny, the giant helmet, but we're gonna keep it a little more industrial with our look. So all right, so now the next thing is we got hub upgrade 4. So we're gonna go ahead and select that milestone, and as you see down here, we got some new things. So now at this point, you're going to see that we actually have a new resource available here. It is limestone, and this is one of the 3 pillars to your beginning phase of this game. So you just scan here and see what limestone is going to make is it's going to actually create that concrete that we need there for that hub upgrade 4. See now, but before we do this, it is very, very imperative that we start automating a little bit of this process so that it doesn't take super long to gather these resources. And especially doing that manually is a big pain in the butt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit Q, and it'll bring up this menu, and we're gonna go and build ourselves an equipment workshop, which I got to gather some resources for. You can also add this to a to-do list, and so to do that, you just hit that plus sign right there, and it's going to add it below your milestones right there so that you know what other resources that you need to gather. So as you can see there, the equipment workshop is ready to be built. So all we got to do now is just grab it, and then we're going to just place it right here next to our base. We could, like I said, snap this with snap this if we had it on something. We could also snap it to a grid, etc., but we're not going to worry about everything looking pretty just yet. So we're just going to go ahead and create it. What this is going to allow us to do is it's actually going to allow us to craft our portable miners, which are super important. And now that I've gathered enough resources, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab 4 of these because I need 4 for the available resources that we do have, so we can have a little bit of automation for those things. And now we got those and are ready to start placing these guys down. Now what you're going to do now is you're going to hit tab, and you're going to actually pull up the portable miner, and you're going to place it in your other hand slot there. And then you're going to switch to it and just left mouse click on this node, and boom, you have your first portable miner and it is ready to rock and roll. And then I'm also going to place another one over here on this other iron. And as you'll see, there's something that says down there normal. There's multiple different ore node like qualities, and you'll find out about those here in the near future. All right, so here we are finally at the limestone. We're gonna go ahead and just get this first little section off of the top of this one, and then we are going to lay down one of those auto miners right on this one. And I've already went over and I've done that on the copper. So now these are going to help gather these resources a heck of a lot quicker for us. All right, so now the next thing that you can see that we can unlock is cable. So how do you make cable? Well, guess what? You got to make some wire and then you can make cable. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get those popping out pretty quick. And then that limestone, guess what? It can be created into concrete. So we can go ahead and get those 10 concrete put in as well. And now we can put these all in and get our hub upgrade for up and atom. So there we go. As you can see, it's
Hub upgrade 4
slowly starting to come together. All right, so now our next step is actually upgrading to hub upgrade 5. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to select that milestone. But as you see, we have a lot more to gather there. So what are we going to do about that? With portable miners up and running, we're ready to prep for full automation. And one of the things that the 1.0 update excels at is making automation smoother, especially for new players. So as you can see here, we've unlocked quite a few things. So we've actually got our smelters and constructors unlocked. A couple steps ago, we also unlocked the power lines and the power poles, and then just recently the conveyor belts and the conveyor poles. So what this will allow us to do is it'll allow us to fully automate turning raw ores into usable material. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit Q, and we're going to go to production, and then we're going to go ahead and hit smelter, and then make sure to orient this in the correct way that you want it facing, which green is usually facing towards you, as where orange is going to be pushing out the opposite direction. And then we're going to place this down, make sure it's blue in this instance. And see what this is going to allow us to do, this first smelter, is it's going to allow us to convert raw iron into ingots automatically, which is going to save us a crap ton of time. Now, the issue with this is you're probably asking yourself, okay, that's all great and dandy, but I have no power. Yeah, I've went in here and I've set this to iron ingot, but there's nothing happening. Well, that is what this biomass burner is for. So what do we got to do? We got to find biomass to put in there to actually start powering all of our machines. So you're probably asking yourself, okay, Spaz, where do I find biomass? And it's all really dependent on where you land at in the world. Like I said, I recommend the grass level for a lot of the newer players. I picked the rocky level to spawn me in, but that means that I'm still medium, so I still got a little more resources available to me. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually pick up these leaves if you see them around here, put those in. And then what we're going to do, since I got it hotkeyed, but you can also do Q, do a power pole right here. And this will allow you to connect a couple different lines. As you see, it says 4 here. So you'll do that. You'll connect that to this. And then this connected to this. Now, if you don't want this burning through power, you're going to want to make sure to put this on standby and turn it off. And then you can turn it back on that way. See, now that you got power running to it, you're going to go in here and you're going to put your iron ore in here. And what this is going to do is this is going to start producing iron ingots 30 per minute currently right now, based off of our power consumption that we currently have. And now we are able to make the constructor. And guess what? If you hold down control while you're doing this too, you can line this up and make it look nice and clean. And now what this will allow us to do is this will allow us to so as you can see here, I have it as, once again, I have this in my hotbar down there, but you can also go to Q Logistics conveyor belt. These conveyor poles you can put down yourself manually, but the conveyor belts, usually depending on how far you stretch them, will automatically have those, or if you want to make them look clean. But yeah, you just pull this across right here and boom, now we got that going. And this is going to feed into, once again, the constructor. So now if you go into the configure constructor, you can actually see that with those iron ingots, we can now start making all of these different things, but one at a time currently right now with what we have set up. You can do iron plate, iron rod, and screws. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to have this guy make iron plates because that's what we're going to be using the most of currently right now. Now see, what this will allow us to do is this will allow us to create, you know, full-fledged systems, but because right now we're limited on power, which is going to come down the line, we can only output currently right now 20 megawatts, and right now we're running already 16 with, you know, 2 smelters and 2 constructors. So we kind of have to keep it slim right now until we can start really making and automating even more. And then now lastly, what we're going to do is we're going to throw in these materials to get our hub upgrade level 5. Oh, and I almost forgot, we actually do have a hub upgrade 6 as well. So we'll go ahead and get that going.
Hub upgrade 6.
And then that's going to bring in something really cool.
Completed. Freighter landing initialized. Congratulations. You
This
have
little
completed
guy,
onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill
which
level
will allow
required
us
of a
to
Fix-It
start
pioneer.
doing even
Fix-It looks forward to
further
your- because a
progression
future with-
and seeing what upgrade hub upgrade 5 and hub upgrade 6 did is they allowed us to unlock the miner, the storage container, plus 3 extra inventory slots, and then the space elevator with biomass burner, plus 3 inventory slots. So remember how I said we needed more power earlier? That's what this will provide, which is super, super exciting. And then another thing, what you guys will see too as well, is guess what? Look, we got another biomass burner. So that means we can run more power already just based off of our hub here. And with that, we're all set to move on to tier 1. That's it for our first episode of my Satisfactory journey. The 1.0 update has brought some incredible refinements, especially in the early game, making everything feel smoother and more intuitive, which is great for new players just getting themselves acquainted to the game for the first time. We set up our portable miners, started gathering resources, and completed the key tier 0 milestones. In the next episode, we'll jump into tier 1 and start automating our production chains, so stay tuned. If you're excited about the 1.0 update or have any questions you would like answered for the next video, drop them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more factory building goodness. Thanks for watching.